Hello YouTube! I am back with yet another video. So far, I have got three. So I did the first one of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And then my second was Marvel. And then my third one was Doctor Who. Now, tonight I thought I'd go in a different direction. So I'm not gonna exactly... Well, I'm still gonna do a review. But also dive back into the past, shall we say. Uh, Deep into the memoirs. But this one is a little bit different. This one is based on not just one thing, but a variety of others, let's say. So, tonight's video is on kids' former TV programs. Well, alright, how about a better title for this one? Let's see. The Memoirs of the Memoirs of the Past. Let's call it that. Memoirs of the Past. And yes, I will be putting that as a title. So, obviously we know that kids' TV is very popular, but it's not like how it was. Now, a bunch of my friends and myself, we've had this discussion many times. We have literally said or even listed all the good stuff that we like grew up with, really. It's not like what it is now. In fact, there is no way it is anything like how it was. Like, we we had really good TV shows back in the past, like say 20 years ago, that no one would even know about now, or probably had seen it a couple of times but then forgot about it. Like, personally, I watched quite a lot of TV back then. I mean, well, let's face it, you're a little kid, there's a lot on the TV. What else are you gonna do? So, I'm literally gonna say what sprung to mind and what I absolutely loved about that show. So, the first one that I always remember was the Story Makers. It was a fantastic show. A fantastic theme tune, which I literally still remember. Like, I can remember that theme tune like that. Literally, it was that good. In fact, it was so fantastic. So it kind of featured these two puppets, Jelly and Jackson, and this other character who was known as, oh my god, I forgot his name. Winston Wordsworth, I think. No, Milton Wordsworth. There were quite a few other Wordsworths, as I'm aware, but no, Milton Wordsworth was the one for me. Like, that was the one I always remembered growing up, and oh my god, the show was just fantastic. Like, I always just remembered watching it, and I loved it so much. In fact, and between us YouTube viewers and other people who are watching this, I'm not going to be ashamed to admit this. As I have been growing up in the past couple of years, I have gone back and watched a few of these old memories because, like, well, it's nostalgia, isn't it? It is proper nostalgia, and also it doesn't make you feel like a kid again, but it brings you back to the days that you really enjoyed those shows. Excuse me. Uh, right, another one I remembered. Polka dot shorts. Now, when I mention that to people, they're all like, "What was polka dot shorts?" Well, it was this show that was in the 90s, around mid 90s, I think it was, probably 97, 98. And, well, obviously, when I was growing up, like in the first couple of years of my life, it was just mostly repeats of older episodes. And there was this one episode in particular that I do remember, like, It's all I remember. An obstacle course, the obstacle race, and oh my god, it was such a funny episode. Like, it really, really was, and it's just one that I've always remembered. I've even gone back and watched it several times just because it was so funny. The theme tune as well was really, really catchy. Like, I look back at it now and I think to myself, like, just why did this go? Like, why did any of these TV shows go? Like, they were fantastic. A few others that I remember, I'll just jot them. So, Bill and Ben, the Flower Pot Men, classic, absolute classic. The Rubber Dubbers, remember that. Uh, the most obvious one that we all remember, like, everyone should literally remember this. Postman Pat, Fireman Sam, Bob the Builder. Christ, that was a good one. But and one that I completely forgot about, one that I used to love all the time, Rosie and Jim. And yes, I have heard other nicknames of it, particularly from my mother. I'm not gonna say what it is in case there are any kids watching this. Insulting. um, there was also, now this one, it's still around, but it has changed enormously. And personally, I think it's gotten worse, and it's got a completely different name now. But what it was, Thomas the Tank Engine. Now, if memory serves me right, started in the 80s, but then repeated literally back in the early 2000s. From what I know, and at the start it was voiced by Ringo Starr, the former Beatle, and then someone Michael, I can't remember his last name, but like that show, I remember this as well really well. It was always on at about 2 o'clock, half two in the afternoon, and I would always just go downstairs ready to watch it because, well, that was literally my favourite TV show. It really, really was. And, like, obviously, the different generations now, they know it for what it is now. It's all proper CGI. It's nothing like what it was. Which is a shame. I think really they should have kept it how it was, but then again, if you're getting older and times change, you're clearly gonna go along with it. Let's see, what else do I remember back from the past? Barney, the purple dinosaur. I can't believe I completely forgot about that one. Little robots, but now that I think about it, it wasn't very good. I watched it, but wasn't very good. Let's see. The Riddlers. I remember that one. It always had this. It was this. It was another puppet show, but it was set in this kind of garden, from what I remember. Like, I don't remember much about it now, considering I've grown up, but I do vividly remember it. Pingu as well. Brum. All the classics. Balamori, the Tweenies, Tikkabilla. From what I remember about Tikkabilla, that was on every single morning at 6:30 of 6 o'clock when CBBS came on. God, that's going a hell of a flashback now. And yes, I used to get up that early to watch it. It was a catchy theme tune. Let's see, what else? There was mostly Nickelodeon stuff as well. Blue's Clues. I remember Blue's Clues. A classic. Bear in the Big Blue House. Anyone who doesn't know, it's recently just gone on to Disney Plus, and yes, I'm 23. I may want to watch a few of the older episodes for the nostalgia. You're allowed. Anyone who says you can't do that, ignore them. Big Cook, Little Cook. That one had such a catchy theme tune, as well as the clean-up song. Oh my god, it was just brilliant. It really was. Um, what else would there have been back in the past? Literally, if my friends were here with me, we would literally be shouting it out of what there was. But like, it's like I said, we always got into the discussions of what we had. Like, nowadays, it's just. Well, I don't even know what it is that kids watch nowadays. Like Peppa Pig, Paw Patrol. Let's see now. That's the thing. I don't even know what there is these days. Because, obviously, kids have their own entertainment now. But we had ours back in the day. Like, 20 years ago. And personally, I think those days of television were fantastic. Like, it's like I said, we had Brum, Balamori, Tikkabilla, Rosie and Jim, Bear in the Big Blue House, Blue's Clues, the Riddlers, Polka Dot Shorts, Storymakers. Half of those shows don't even exist anymore. I mean, they exist on the likes of YouTube, but that's it. The rest of them, well, you barely even see anymore. You barely even hear about them. In fact, hell, you barely even remember them. I mean, yes, growing up, your mind tends to forget about this stuff. But, and personally, I always say this, if I ever had a kid, or kids, but, if I ever had them, I wouldn't show them the. Try not to swear. I wouldn't show them the stuff that there is now. I would literally go back to the past because that's the way that I remember it. And yes, I'd want them to have their own thing as well, but stuff from the past was so much better. Not only that though, but like rather than dive straight into the CGI, dive back into the past. Literally. Show them what we had as kids and also give them that little education as well. Because, like I said, we had really good stuff. I remember all the stuff that we had. I've even missed out a few of them by accident. Like, Koala Brothers. Oh my god. I remember that one. Also. Uh-oh. Oh god, mind blank. It's gone again. There was Tommy Zoom, if you remember that. There was this show called Boo. That was like a little thing. What was that name of the little kid? Razzle Dazzle? Yeah, Razzle Dazzle. I think that was that. There was also Something Special, which is still on nowadays, except it's mostly just Miss Tumble now, as I'm aware. What else did we have back in the day? You know what? At this point, I can't even remember. I mostly just remember the theme tunes and how good everything was because, like, like I say, I'm gonna say it again, and it's probably bad, but TV was so much better those days. Like back in the day, you could also learn as well as like just be entertained. I mean, I just loved watching everything that there was, even if it still reminds me of the past. Like it's good to have the nostalgia again, and it's also good to just remember what we had. Like, I'm 23 now, and 20 years later, I'm still talking about these shows and how brilliant they were. And honestly, I loved everything that there was on. it was, well, it was a lot of fun. And I'm even remembering stuff now like, Max and Ruby, the little mice, Maggie and the Ferocious Beast. God, that one is a flashback. Whew. Backyardigans, Lazy Town. Ooh. Like, literally, there is so much stuff now that is completely different. Like, most of the shows that I mentioned, they've had remakes, but like, for those people who watch them now, you just remember that's not what we grew up with. But it also is what we grew up with in a sense, but it's completely different now. I mean, take Big Cook, Little Cook, for example, now. I think that's actually got 2 women doing it now. I think they've completely changed it up around. Bob the Builder, that's completely CGI now. So is Thomas the Tank Engine, which is now known as Thomas and Friends. Postman Pat, that's had a movie or 2. Oh my god, I just remembered another one. Come Outside. And Rainbow. Jeez, why is it always I remember them? You see, this is the thing about flashbacks and talking about former shows that I watched. Or what everyone watched. Like, it's just fantastic. It really, really is. And like I said, if I ever had a kid, I'd be showing them the old programs again, because like, there's nothing like a little bit of nostalgia, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to show what we had as well. Like, bring back the memories, but also show them our entertainment as well, because it was pretty fantastic. Right, I think I'm gonna end it there, because if I keep on talking about these shows, I would literally go on forever. I hope you all like what you see, and if you do like what you see, please remember to hit the subscribe button, and I will see you all soon with another video, whether it be a TV show or a film, or I could do both. Right, for now, good night.